Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Together we are two of the Office Blokes.
Yep.
It's a true factual statement.
Not faking anyway.
Nope. Office Bloke Daz had a long weekend with lots of booze, and we can't decide. He's either having a day off to recover or he's having a day off to sit in the pub for a bit longer.
Yeah. We're just not sure.
I think he's probably sat outside a bar with a glass of wine as we speak.
Yeah, I would guess so.
I think it's a strong possibility. So yeah, back tomorrow, and I'll be back to a threesome.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Awesome.
If Office Blokes threesomes are your thing, then stay tuned. Right then. Oh, also tomorrow we're recording the announcement of the winner of this ridiculously sexy bright orange OB polo shirt.
Very nice, very fetching.
Yeah, I've not checked how many people have entered, so maybe one, maybe none. I'm sure some people have.
Yeah.
They better have anyway, because I can't be next to orange things for this long.
I know, it's been there a while now,
It's
hasn't it?
disconcerting for me.
We'll sort it out tomorrow.
Yeah, keep your eye out for that, and then there will be loads more competitions for t-shirts, hats, stickers, all that good stuff.
Yeah, nice one.
There you go. Right then,
Good.
weird fake bodybuilders.
Weird fake bodybuilders. How can you be a fake bodybuilder? I don't get that.
People say that my body's not real sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that it's overinflated or it's photoshopped.
I can't believe it's that bad.
Yeah.
It's okay.
There's a thing called synthol, which is like a synthetic thing that people squirt into their muscles, and I think it's
Is it like a steroid or?
No, because I don't think it builds real muscle.
Right, okay.
I think it's like the big fake lips and things like
right,
that.
okay.
I think it's just like there's a guy we've seen on a couple of videos trying to fight, and he's a Russian guy with biceps like that.
Yeah, that's what I think I remember seeing that.
That's like there's no muscle.
So it's
there.
actually no muscle there, it's just purely
It's just like
liquid inside.
It's just synthetic, like goo or something. I don't really fully understand it, but it's
Right.
not muscle.
Right, okay.
So maybe it's going to be that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's check it out then.
Yeah, let's do it then. Weird fake bodybuilders. Let's go for it.
Half sport and half art, bodybuilding sees giant, oiled-up demigods and goddesses flexing hard on stages around the world. It's a competition dedicated to determining which of them looks biggest and best without an ounce of body fat. Getting to those sizes takes years of hard work and dedication by the bucket load. But for those who want all gain and no pain, there are a few under-the-table options that provide quick results, which can also have disastrous
That's
consequences.
That's the guy I was talking about.
That's just weird, isn't it? I mean, he's just not in context with the rest of his body, is it?
That's disgusting. But he's done MMA fights or boxing matches or something and just been absolutely battered.
I'm not surprised.
I think he's quite big in Russia, though. I think he's a celebrity.
Yeah. Well, his arms are big anywhere, aren't they? But
It just looks grim, doesn't it?
just, man. Yeah. Just not a good look.
If you really want to be pumped up like that and you're willing to go to those extremes, just do a load of roids.
Yeah.
That's the way people go down
Not
that
that we
route.
condone it here.
I don't
but-
condone it. I'm saying it's probably a better alternative than what
Yeah,
he's
you
done
just
to
wonder
himself.
what damage it's going to do to him in the long term, don't you?
It's probably
you know.
blood poisoning or something.
Man,
Yeah, grim.
horrible.
So let's take a look at some of the
Wow.
weirdest fake bodybuilders ever. Romario dos Santos Alves. How far would you go in a bid to be the real-life Hulk? If you're Romario dos Santos Alves, this mad bid for a giant body will almost cost you both of your arms. The now 30-year-old Brazilian started training to become a bodybuilder when he was in his teens, but at the age of 22, a couple of his bodybuilding bros introduced him to synthol. This
There you go.
substance is a toxic
right.
mixture of alcohol, oil, and painkillers, and when injected directly into the muscles, gives them an enlarged appearance. Romario claims that the results quickly
Grim.
became addictive, and he started injecting regularly into his biceps, triceps, and traps. But as you can imagine, substances like this don't stay fluid forever. It slowly began to congeal in Romario's arms, forcing the muscles to harden and become rock-like as his biceps measured in at a giant 25 inches. Despite being
Wow.
in constant pain, losing his job, and getting abuse out on the street, Romario continued injecting. It wasn't until he visited a doctor who said they may need to amputate both of his arms that the severity of what he'd done hit home. Fortunately, Romario has since stopped using synthol, but the only thing this wannabe Hulk will ever get to smash again are those rocks in his arms. Is it just me, or is he looking a little green?
Do you think it goes down eventually? Or do you think he's going to look like that forever now?
I guess maybe you'd have to have it removed. I mean, I'm not sure whether it gets into the bloodstream, and
I don't know what it does to your muscles.
No,
like,
I don't.
Maybe you'd have to remove muscle to remove the synthol. Or
But it said his muscles went rock hard or something, so you think it's obviously damaging the actual muscle. So,
nah.
I mean, just they're not in proportion with the rest of the body anyway.
It looks horrible, doesn't it?
It's just, it's not a good look at all.
And what's the point in big muscles that don't have any sort of functional strength anyway?
They're clearly just going for the look, aren't they?
It looks stupid.
They're going for the look without the effort.
And
I can only assume it's some sort of form of body dysmorphia
You're
where
probably
they
right
think
there,
it looks absolutely amazing, whereas in reality, if you take a step back, it's not.
Yeah, I think you're right there, yeah. Gotta be.
Yeah.
Brazilian Hulk brothers. Working out is more fun if you find someone to do it with you. Unfortunately, drug use appears to work on the same mechanic. This is Tony Geraldo and Alvaro Pereira, more commonly known throughout their city of Rio de Janeiro as the Hulk brothers. Since the age of 15, they've been regularly injecting their muscles with a substance known as Pontonate B12, a methamphetamine-based multivitamin drug usually given to sick horses. When injected into the muscle, it acts as a stimulant, driving unprecedented levels of growth when combined with exercise. Alongside stimulant use, the two gents, now 51 and 52, claim to work out together for 4 hours a day and eat up to 6,000 calories. I find that hard to believe considering they don't tend to lift particularly impressive weights on their social media, and any muscle they do have has evacuated their chest. Their resulting 28-inch and 25-inch biceps have been a point of concern for doctors who have insisted they stop injecting, as their skin cannot stretch to accommodate any more muscle growth. Did they say Hulk brothers? To me, it just looks like the Michelin Man and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man got together for a workout session. Brad Castleberry. Fitness influencers will do just about anything to get a handful more subscribers, including faking their content. Brad Castleberry is an ex-footballer, bodybuilder, and powerlifter who has over 780,000 followers on Instagram for mainly posting photos of his gargantuan form and video clips of his impossible-looking workouts. But internet sleuths are claiming that Brad is faking the amount of weights he's using in his videos in a bid to get more social media followers. The main criticism comes when comparing old videos to recent posts, which show no improvement, despite a clear increase in muscle mass. Like this 2018 video of him deadlifting 630 pounds, which is impressive until you see his first video in 2007 showing him deadlifting 675 pounds. 9 years and he's gotten bigger, but somehow worse? That seems strange. Or this video of him squatting a supposed 765 pounds. Aside from the fact that his spotter may be doing a lot of the lifting, that would put this record up there as a powerlifting world record for his weight class under drug testing rules. And yet, Castleberry can't be found in any of the listings. Not only that, the bar doesn't seem to be bending as much as it should. Look at 8-time Mr. Olympia winner Ronnie Coleman squatting just 35 pounds more, and you can see the bar is bouncing like a slinky. There's no doubt he's an incredible athlete, but in my books, you can't spell incredible without credible. Gracie
He didn't look as bad as the others.
No, but
he hasn't sort of overdone it quite as much, I don't think. But
he might just be on the roids and faking his content.
Yeah,
rather than because he was strong.
I think that's what it sounds like. Yeah, clearly he was strong, wasn't he? But I think going off the past videos, I think they're sort of pretty much saying that he's not lifting quite as much as he should be doing. Yeah.
Which, I mean, he's putting the work in still. He's not just injecting synthol or like that.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
That weird B12 or whatever it was that other guy was. It's bizarre, isn't it?
It's just hideous.
I think you're right about the body dysmorphia, though.
Yeah. There's got to be a hint of that, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Surely.
And Barbosa. On the topic of fake weights, it's obviously not just guys trying to show off at the gym. This is Gracie Barbosa, a bodybuilder and Instagram model who, like Castleberry, has come under fire for the supposed use of fake weights in her viral videos. A video posted to her Instagram in 2017 shows Gracie squatting 10 45-pound plates. Without wearing any kind of professional equipment or even breaking a sweat, she effortlessly squats 10 reps of 450 pounds. That's unbelievable. Especially when you compare to the female powerlifting champion of the time, Wei Ling, squatting a similar amount and clearly showing that the struggle of just one of these reps is real. Looking back at Gracie video, you'd certainly...
That's not real on the left. She's putting no effort in at all.
She's not, is she?
At least have a red face, or you'd so show me motion on your face lifting that much. I know I'm no professional, but
You're right when you compare it to the
to the professionals. Like, was she world champion? Something did she say?
What's the difference there? Another £13.
She's got £13 more, but she's feeling it there, isn't she?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Got the belt on, I think. It's got the knee supports as well.
And that's just like...
And she's just doing it like she's got nothing on there at all.
Yeah. Makeup done, earrings in. For the gram. Yeah.
The struggle of just one of these reps is real. Looking back at Gracie Ann's video, you'd certainly expect the bar to be bending on.
And she did 10 of them.
10 as well, yeah.
So the girl, the other girl, Mei Ling, was it, or something?
Yeah.
She's done one. Like £13 more, and she's just done 10.
She's done 10.
Allegedly.
No emotion whatsoever, no sweat, no strain. And like I said, the bar again isn't bending whatsoever. You'd expect something, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's not happening, is it?
That's got to be fake.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All that weight, even just a little. But here, it couldn't be straighter than a redneck at NASCAR. But that's not the only fake thing about this Instagram model. Photos from 2013 have emerged of Gracie Ann's unique-looking behind. I suppose that's one way to inflate your assets. Arlindo de Souza. Some people get into bodybuilding to achieve their ideal body shape, but for Arlindo de Souza, that ideal shape was a croissant. Also known as the Mountain in his home country of Brazil, Arlindo is famous not only for his superhuman name, but also for openly admitting to synthol abuse. He didn't really need to admit it, though. I think we can all tell from those calves. Ever heard of leg day? Clearly not. According to Arlindo, he started bodybuilding and injecting around the age of 21, which over the years has developed his biceps into...
I mean, it's all bad, but I mean, the shoulder ones make it look really, really bad. Above the shoulder, you know, there.
Yeah, the traps.
Is that what they are, traps?
Yeah.
It's just...
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. You can see, look at his forearms compared to the rest of him.
I know.
You know, the top half's like Popeye, the bottom half's like olive oil, isn't it?
And with those tiny legs as well.
Yeah.
When they showed him at 21 years old, he looked great.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was in great shape, looked strong. There, he looks like a mutant.
Yeah, it's just bad, innit?
The 29-inch mounds. But now almost 50, Arlindo is suffering from the consequences of repeatedly pumping his muscles with oil. Because of the threat to his health has been repeatedly self-inflicted, doctors have reportedly refused to operate on him unless it's a medical emergency, which is a wake-up call seeing as his friend Paulinho died from complications resulting from synthol abuse. He has reportedly stopped using since then, but the damage is already done. And with that, croissants have been ruined forever.
Wow.
Yep.
Egyptian Popeye. Substance abuse for aesthetic gain is a fine line, as just a little too much can tip you over into looking obviously fake. But even when the jig is up, some people just refuse to admit the truth, like Mustafa Mustafa, once known around the world as Egyptian Popeye. Mustafa stood out for one main bulging feature: his arms. Unlike the rest of his average body, the biceps and triceps on this man looked like they could barely be contained and measured in at a staggering 31 inches in circumference. In 2012, the Guinness Book of World Records entered him in as having the largest upper arms in the world. But clear drug use like this shouldn't be glorified, should it? Well, according to Mustafa back...
I'm very surprised at that. I mean, it's a few years ago, maybe they've tightened things up now, but I'm surprised the Guinness Book of Records wouldn't go for it's got to be naturally done, and they've got to have proof of it.
Well, when you think anyone could just go and inject or put synthol in their arms or whatever and get bigger than him if they want to put their life at risk.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they will award it to you, and you'll go and have the easiest Guinness record in the world.
Which is why they shouldn't be doing it, really.
Yeah.
Because they do records for pretty much everything, don't they? But I'm sure these days they're a bit more PC about it, that it's got to be sort of like medically, you know,
I think so.
correct, and you know, you can't seem to be encouraging, you know, sort of like abuse like that, can you?
But then again, there's Guinness Book of Records, there's Guinness World Records for body modification, piercings and tattoos and things like that. So you know, you've got like the world's most tattooed man, you've got the most pierced person in the world. That is along the same lines as that.
To a certain extent, yeah, but I mean, I don't think tattooing is particularly a health hazard, is it? Whereas this clearly,
some people got their eyeballs tattooed and gone blind. Yeah.
I mean, why would you to start with? But I mean,
it's bad. It's bad.
Man.
In 2012, this is an all-natural gun show. Either he thought the rest of the world was blind, or he was delusional enough to believe that the rest of his body matched up in proportion to those bizarre camel hump arms. Since having the title rescinded amidst this obvious drug use controversy, Mustafa disappeared from the public eye in 2016. But don't worry, he's probably off saving olive oil. Natalya Kuznetsova. It takes a lot of work and commitment to get swole, but if you're a lady reaching for those muscle-bound heights, it's even harder thanks to natural elements like hormones and body structure. But if you remove those barriers using drugs, anything is possible. Just ask Natalya Kuznetsova. At just 28, this Russian bodybuilder measures in at 5'7" and weighs in at 225 pounds. For context, that's the same competing weight as Arnold Schwarzenegger. She claims to hold world titles for ladies arm lifting, as well as records for the bench press and deadlift. Although the details here are vague, as she's been incredibly open with journalists about her use of anabolic steroids and estrogen blockers. Estrogen is a universally present hormone associated with more feminine physical development, but its presence can also affect muscle growth. Blocking the hormone altogether and taking steroids is more likely to give you a stronger male-coded physique, not forgetting a more baritone voice.
Это мои спонсоры решили провести розыгрыш.
While Natalya's development is incredibly impressive, it's definitely not natural and is hardly fair to other female competitors in her categories playing by the rules. It should be mentioned that she's also a fan of plastic surgery, which fuels the question of what implants she has had for her more muscular, aesthetic gain. Remember, ladies, in Russia, body builds you. Greg Valentino.
Wow.
Not injecting yourself with potentially dangerous unknown substances seems like an obvious decision, but if you ever needed warning against it, then Greg Valentino is your man. The once bodybuilder became famous for injecting steroids like testosterone propionate and equipoise directly into his arms, transforming his 21-inch biceps into 28-inch rocks of flesh. He also injected many other parts of his body with the substances and became something of a poster boy for steroid use gone wrong. But being incredibly irresponsible with the needles saw Greg give himself a bicep infection. After developing a hematoma in one of his arms, Greg attempted to self-operate. When the pain became too much, Greg was admitted to hospital where his arm burst. Although doctors were able to save most of the muscle, the obvious dent in his arm served as a severe reminder for this man of steel and steroids never to dabble in drugs again.
Wow.
Valdir Sagata.
It's just when you think it can't get any crazier.
I know, yeah.
I mean, look at this guy.
He's absolutely huge as well, and look at the size of him.
He's got no forearms, though.
Again, yeah, like little triglet forearms.
Yeah.
It's just so out of proportion with everything else. Unbelievable.
It's definitely mental illness to a degree, and it manifested in
I mean, if you
the
do
physical.
something like that, I mean, I get sometimes with the bodybuilders that they want to have big muscles and stuff like that, but this is like a step too far, isn't it? This is just over and above.
I think if you go to a proper bodybuilding gym and you get big, and you're looking at all the other guys and they're bigger,
yeah,
and then it's like, oh, you just... I've known guys do steroids and things like that when they get in that atmosphere and they go to certain gyms and stuff. And you can see how people fall into casual steroid use to a degree when you're working just as hard as those guys, it seems like, and not getting the rewards. So I can kind of see the pathway into it to a degree, but not like the synthol and like this ridiculous level of...
Because, I mean, bodybuilding isn't particularly just about the strength and the weightlifting. It's actually...
It's physique.
It's the physique, isn't it? It is actually the look, which is... Obviously, this is where this is coming from, isn't it? They're just going a bit too far to try and look bigger than all the other guys.
Strength impresses me, not the look.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Really, that's why like you get the world's strongest man, and they look like a fat guy.
Yeah, I mean some of the other ones you've got like
excuse.
your Lou Ferrigno's and your Schwarzeneggers. I mean they did have amazing bodies.
Absolutely, yeah.
And some of them can look absolutely amazing, but yeah, this is just a step too far, isn't it?
Was Schwarzenegger on the roids? Was that ever confirmed?
To be honest, I've no idea, because obviously he was big in probably late 70s, early 80s, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He was, I think, more 70s, wasn't he, Schwarzenegger?
Well, he started his acting career.
I'm guessing the 80s, was it?
In the early 80s, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. We've established that nothing good comes from injecting your muscles with synthol, but some people still believe that bigger is always better. Valdir Sagata is one of these people. Discovering synthol 4 years ago, this Sao Paulo citizen went out of his way to gain a balloon animal physique. He's injected synthol into his upper arms, back, and chest in an effort to make himself look like the
he's got
ultimate
tits.
gentleman.
Oh, man. That is not a good
That's
look.
just a giant pair of tits.
Wow. Talk about overdo it.
Oh, my God. He's definitely going to need to wear a bra when he's a bit older if he lives that long.
Man.
When it starts to droop.
Yeah. That is not good.
It looks so out of proportion. And
it's like a different top half and bottom half look completely different person. it's just
Brazil,
mind-blowing.
Brazil and Russia seem to be the two places, don't they?
It does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
I think they're pretty much all been Brazilians or Russians.
Yeah.
But unlike many others, he's incredibly proud of his synthol use, even changing his Instagram handle to Valdir Synthol. In his youth, Valdir revealed he was once a stick-thin teen and drug addict, leading to the nickname Skinny Dog. But now in his mid-50s, his addiction to injecting synthol means his doctors are worried about potential nerve damage.
Have we seen this guy before?
Not that I know of.
Something about that just started really ringing a bell for me.
Right. Was it on the thumbnail, was it?
No, just the story about him and his name and everything. Something just really... We may have seen him on another video.
Right, okay.
Handle to Valdir Synthol. In his youth, Valdir revealed he was once a stick-thin teen and drug addict, leading to the nickname Skinny Dog. But now in his mid-50s, his addiction to injecting synthol means his doctors are worried about potential nerve damage, disfigurement, stroke, and heart attacks. Unfortunately, finding internet fame and his unique appearance has only spurred Valdir on, with multiple media interviews and 30,000 followers on his Instagram account. He's blowing up. Literally. Kirill Tereshin. MMA fighters follow some of the most intense, grueling fitness regimes on the face of the planet, and most of them have the body to prove it. Although Kirill Tereshin attempted to fast-track this training with disastrously freaky results. This now 24-year-old known as Russian Popeye has injected more than 3 liters of synthol into each of his arms.
Wow.
The size of his weirdly known bazooka arms increased by over 10 inches in just 10 days, and at their peak, these mutated muscles reached a huge 24 inches. Finding internet fame in his bizarre appearance, Kirill began training for his very first MMA fight against Oleg Mongol. But having arms heavy with oil didn't weigh in his favor and he lost in under a minute. In a bid to show how hard he was, he also tried his hand at the International Slapping Championship in 2019, where he failed spectacularly and almost had all the oil knocked out of him like a soaked sponge. But by the end of 2019, the pain growing in Kirill's arms was unbearable, and he elected to have surgery to remove the damage he'd injected. 6 liters of the petroleum jelly-like substance needs to be removed from his arms, which will take a further 4 surgeries to complete. That was a weird flex, buddy. Which of these did you think was the...
So it's like it sets like some sort of jelly-ish oil texture within your muscles.
Yeah.
And then if it's there too long, it can solidify.
Yeah.
And then it probably then you're probably done for.
Yeah. It's really, really not good, that is it? Not good at all.
It's just pointless.
It is. I mean, none of them looked good, really, did they?
No.
You know, they all looked completely out of proportion. Just looked hideous. You know, little thin arms, but all the bottom half, and then top half absolutely huge.
I think the ones who were faking looks good, if you know what I mean. Like where we don't know there was synthol use. Like some of the that guy that were towards the beginning, it was jacked, and it was just maybe lying about the weights.
He didn't look quite as bad. Definitely, he's definitely.
It's the synthol stuff, isn't it? Because I think like the people that are probably doing the roids are probably at the gym all the time, so they've kind of got an all-over physique.
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas the synthol is like just gigantic biceps.
You can tell because if you have the legs and everything, don't you? The calf muscles, forearms, absolutely everything. But you can spot these guys a mile off, can't you?
It's just bizarre for it. Well, I don't want to use the word freak, but
it's just sad, though, isn't it? That you know, people feel that they have to go through something like that. It's it's just so dangerous, isn't it, in the long run? You know, for long-term health,
it's grim.
It ain't good.
That's why I'm all natural with my physique.
Same here,
I've worked hard to achieve this physique.
Better natural.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that one.
Make
sure you like and subscribe. Keep your eye out for the competition winner for that and for the next competition. And we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.